Anyway, back to the phones we go. Mark in Spirit Lake, Iowa. Great to have you on the EIB network. Hello.
Great to be on, Rush.
Thank you, sir.
And be able to talk. Just a couple observations. I've been to Trump rallies and I've been to Cruz rallies, and talking to people. I mean, yeah, you get a lot of people at Trump rallies because they're entertaining. They're fun to go to. But I think there's a righteous anger in this country on two subjects. One's the whole politically correctness crowd, and the other is the established, especially the Republicans, and not standing up to the conservative beliefs and the Constitution. I think Trump's strength is he's anti-PC, so that's what we like about him. Cruz, on the other hand, unlike what Trump calls him, Cruz is not a nasty person. He's a man of great integrity. He has a moral compass, and he has convictions, and he stands by those. So while Trump may get a lot of headlines and get a lot of crowds following him, I think I grew up in a Iowa farm family, and for me, I want the government to get more out of our lives and get back to constitutional type law in this country.
What about ethanol?
And I think there's a misunderstanding on Cruz's position on that.
I meant you.
When Branstad came out and said, "Don't vote for Cruz because he's against the American Iowa farmer," that's not correct. Cruz is against government playing a role in picking winners and losers in business transactions, and in farmers are going to take advantage of government subsidies and government programs if they're there. But in a large part, Iowans, we don't even want government involved in that part of our lives. But
no, that's not. Now wait just a minute. Now, that's not true. King Corn wants government involved every second of every day protecting it.
Who wants that?
King Corn, the corn lobby in Iowa. They want the government. I'm not talking about Cruz. I'm talking. I asked you what you.
That corn lobby is part of the establishment. That's not part of true American family farmers. If government got out of our lives, we'd be perfectly happy. Yes, we can benefit from that. Yes, we can take advantage of it. Guess what? Then we have to allow other states to get their pet projects passed.
I understand that.
We don't want that anymore.
My point was asked. You had just finished a great explanation of why Cruz has his supporters and why Trump has his, and you went on about how the establishment's this is them. Ted Cruz is anti-establishment, and then so I asked you. You sound like a Cruz supporter. So what about ethanol? Because I have found that ethanol as an issue can turn the most conservative Republican voter into pro-establishment because they want the subsidy.
And I'm saying that that's not the right, at least not from my perspective, the pulse of the family farmer in Iowa. The thing is, Rush, is that it's kind of like drugs. Once you get hooked on that kind of stuff, it's kind of hard to give them up. But for your own health and well-being, you have to give it up.
I know it's like these guys that have concessions that take you out on a boat to feed the dolphins, and after a while the dolphins would die if the guy feeding them doesn't show up with his customers every day. I understand about creating dependency and so forth. I just can't tell you the number of times I have had calls during the Hawkeye, in the weeks leading up to it. Ethanol always comes up, and I always advocate get out of it. It's artificially. It's not even good for car engines. All this stuff. I get calls from angry Republicans who claim they've been listening to me forever. Are you really? You really want to lose Iowa? Is that what you want to do? Because I guarantee you get rid of ethanol, and the Republicans are finished here. I hear it every 4 years. That's the only reason I asked you. I was taking your temperature vis-a-vis your support for Cruz. Anyway, so we have some anecdotal storytelling here from a guy on the ground in Iowa who says that the Trump rallies are exciting. I mean, a lot of people showing up basically to be entertained and have some yucks, but that the Cruz rallies are full of substance and issues, and it's clear his preference is for the latter. So we'll see. I appreciate the call, Mark. Don't misunderstand the tone of my voice here. When I get insistent, I sometimes sound accusatory. I'm not accusing you of anything. merely analyzing here, positing, postulating, theorizing, exploring, all of